So now we're going to speak with one of our large healthcare customers about how they're using SD-WAN. Ryan, could you start by telling us a little bit about PruittHealth?
Thanks, Valerie. The company has been serving and growing in the South for 50 years. And what started as Dakota Nursing Center and a small family-owned pharmacy has expanded into over 90 skilled nursing facilities with an additional 100-plus business units that include hospice, home care, pharmaceutical, medical supply, and more. In addition to long-term care and assisted living, we also provide rehab with post-acute care.
And you've been a Citrix customer for quite a while. Can you tell us what your business critical apps are and what challenges you were experiencing with them before deploying SD-WAN?
Certainly. We use several homegrown apps. Critical are Kasaba, Framework, Microsoft Office 365, Teams, and Matrix Care. As far as challenges go, we honestly lacked adequate reliability and bandwidth connecting our branches back to the data center. And despite being a Citrix shop, benefiting from most of our 16,000 partners primarily using Citrix for their computing, the existing circuits just weren't going to be enough as we brought more and more of their workflow to the private cloud. We saw PDPM on the immediate horizon and the business picked Matrix Care as our EMR. And this is exactly what we needed to move forward with a network overhaul with SD-WAN at its heart.
And what were you really looking to achieve, Ryan, with a software-defined WAN solution?
Sure, we've seen more for less thanks to Citrix SD-WAN. We've saved around $1 million on carrier charges alone. PruittHealth, we saw true bandwidth aggregation throughout the enterprise and not just load balancing. And so a little bit about our setup. In our skilled nursing environments, we provided internet access for guests and residents, and we just segregated that traffic out. But many of our apps don't require access to the internet, and having Citrix SD-WAN picking the best path from any of our circuits, which now included broadband and our DIAs, that really made a big difference in keeping our partners running at the best possible speeds while drastically reducing the downtime.
Yeah, so you've seen a lot of benefits from, fewer outages, and less downtime, better call quality, all that, better access of your EMR application, correct?
Through and through, absolutely.
Yep. And so what are your initiatives around SaaS, including EMR and Office 365?
Matrix Care is being used at so many levels of our organization, it became the network team's #1 priority. It has to work, period. And our aggressive rollout is nearing its end with all our business units and many departments at corporate using it daily. So next steps for us are improving its performance wherever we can. And 365 is no different. We'll be looking at Citrix's APIs to get that closest point of presence, and some other SD-WAN features we want to use include that HDX level tuning and reporting, which we think will make Matrix Care and 365 really hum. And we're also really interested in taking advantage of the partnerships Citrix has built with Palo Alto. And
so, Ryan, can you tell the audience what advice you have for them, for other healthcare organizations that are listening to you and looking at SD-WAN potentially?
Yeah, I think some of what I'll say here is very obvious, but you're going to want to lab it out. You're going to want to get in the lab and test for all directions of traffic. You might find some surprises in your own network like we did, and so fully understanding that will help you take into account what licensing you're going to need, and so on. We found you're really going to want to consider how you deploy your SD-WAN in terms of using fail-to-wire inline mode. I really strongly suggest you'll put that on your primary circuit. But gateway mode takes a little planning out. We ended up needing to use policy-based routing, port forwarding, and so on. So again, can't stress it enough. Make sure to get in the lab and check what's going on as you can. But another thing that I've found throughout this deployment was you need to use Citrix team resources to help tweak and tune that deployment to be exactly what your organization requires for growth. They are not only experienced and resourceful, but they take ownership of any given problem. So if you're already delivering apps and desktops via Citrix, it just makes perfect sense to also use Citrix to combine WAN ops and SD WAN.
And what's in the future for your team at PruittHealth with Citrix?
Growth. Citrix SD WAN and WAN ops and more are enabling our partners to work consistently and faster. The business is more free to move rapidly for acquisitions and keeping patient data secure the whole time. PruittHealth is looking into the zero-touch deployment option down the road with future hardware refreshes. And we have virtually unlimited options for how we connect now, so that flexibility gives us that consistent connectivity even to the most remote of location. We see a long partnership with Citrix ahead.